Lucky with 19, Kansei with 17, Unlucky with 32, by the way. 26 with Ishan and 27 for Vista. Kansei and Lucky, specifically for Kansei, man, couldn't fill into the shoes of Mick. Just a bit of a bad shape right there.
Yeah, take a look at Wolves though. Almost all of them could have ended up with 40 kills each if they could have extended it a bit more. These guys are a slaying machine. Obviously, it's going to be Zai ending up with the MVP. He's got 49, the highest skills we've seen so far throughout the day. He's got 9 highest streak on that sucker. He got 8 MVP counts as well. So it's going to be that guy you want to watch out on when they play this respawns.
And moving over to, the whole sense of respawns here. We got to see that it was just the storyline here between the freight train of Xjing, all coming down to the way that Zai was able to zone things out. Keep in mind, we move into transition to hardpoint number 2, hardpoint number 3, 15 for set of Zai already, and everyone here from the side of Wolves was just able to fill into the shoes of their respective roles.
Yeah, but it's just really disappointing to see a team like Vault go down like this, right? But it's expected knowing that they play more centric in longer range maps. Ascenda, Takeoff, Arsenal, they really value those long range weapons all over other than this close range of gunfights that they've lost majority on this map itself. Zai able to pop off, but King has been able to put himself with 36 kills by the time this match ended as well with an R9, and he's doing the objective work along with Peg inside, which just makes the trade fights in that gunfight super hard to deal with.
Yeah, it was really tough. It was a situation where they didn't really know how to recover from their own respective situations, and I want to see a bit of a different look here for Search and Destroy, but it's just hard to support it once more, all because of the fact that the coordination from the set of Vault, it was there, but they couldn't really back it up with execution as well. So, hey, I'm pretty blinded on what's about to come here for Search and Destroy, and the only thing that we can really talk about now here, Callian, is this could be the determining factor in how far the game can go. What are the maps you're expecting here, man?
I think it's firing range in Tunisia here for Vault, but obviously that could be banned out by the squads. And I think the better way for Vault to win a map in S&D is to place something that close range. Meltdown or Slums could be a great map pick to counter out the movements and the plays by the snipers of Phobos. But then again, you think about the SMG that lives within this team. It's Anzai. If it ever gets through you on those close range, could be a detrimental factor. So it's really up to the team here. It's difficult to try to take a map up against Wolves, but obviously if you can get that first blood, if Unlucky plays very well, and if Lucky gets himself activated, there's a big chance they take this map, but it's not guaranteed because Wolves are just on a class of a different, on a class on their own with the rate of play that they just showcase on that map number 1.
You got S tier, you got G tier, and you got Uber tier, and that's exactly where Wolves belong to. And keep in mind, man, this is just my favorite storyline here for a set of Wolves. Wolves was the only team that was able to take a series away from Tribe during the last year for the Call of Duty Mobile World Champs. So that's just how strong Wolves is.
Yeah, they really are. They got the best chance of bringing the Eastern region up to the top 3, but obviously fell short. And they did not have any roster changes by the time they moved into CODM Season 5, right? Obviously, they still had their roster intact, thinking that there's still potential that could be reached. But then it was not the case for them. So they brought in Island, but he's not going to be able to play in this tournament. So they're sticking back to their old roster, and they're probably winning their gunfights. And it's great to see them back. But could they potentially go for a 3-0 here? That's the main question, knowing that S&D is going to be the next map that we're going to be playing.
You know what's crazy is that, me and you had a conversation. Oh, crap. It's going to be a very long day here. Action-packed, honestly. But we might just be able to get to see a back-to-back 3-0 here, Cali, especially since we got to see it from Hardpoint now. But moving down to the next series, that's something that it's just really foolish if ever we do expect a 3-0 coming in from the side of between Q9, Smart Omega, and Powerhouse International and Kagenda. It's not gonna happen here. I see you, man. Nodding your head, shaking your head. Absolutely same page.
Yeah. So obviously now, Wolves, I think they could potentially go for a 3-0 here. There's no way that Vault could play this matchup if they played the same exact rotations as well as pacing on that map number 1. So obviously they're gonna have to pick the map at this map number 2. So it's gonna be a big boost if they can play to their strength and not through their enemy's weakness, so that they feel a bit more comfortable when it comes to winning these gunfights later on, so that they have their own set of strategies be lined up and they can adjust right away as they know the ins and outs of the maps that they will be picking, right? But Wolves, they are very great. They are super versatile. They know how to adjust right away. So it's going to be a tough one to take a victory without Mick in their lineup right now.
Oh yeah, and can't say once more, being the absolute worst player for set of Hardpoint, has to find a way to change the narrative up because you're put into the shoes of Mick, and can't say if I was in a situation right now, I'd only be holding on to the fact that I don't wanna disappoint you guys. I mean, big shoes to fill, and there's no time for you to prepare aside from the breaks between the games itself. So they can have the projections, they can have the executions, but I really want to make sure, and I want to know what's the preparation for their mental psyche here, especially on the stage for CDFI 2023.
Obviously now, heading into this S&D matchup, we got King, 1.64 KD as the best player for Wolves in this S&D game mode. And you take a look at the other side, it's Volt, unlucky with 1.55 KD. Their second best player was Mick with a 1.23, but obviously he's not going to be able to play today. And Kansai is here to sub him out. So Volt, essential that they get to pick a strong map and they bring us to Tunisia. So it's going to be a sniper battle off the start. Unlucky versus Nian and King. So that's going to be a nice way for us to see how much impact that this maps could bring us through.
Yeah, it's really interesting as well how firing range was left into the dust, not even going to get considered by any squads at all, even for the banning. So, hey, Tunisia Express getting forced into the game. Love